Welcome or welcome back to Pewdiepie. I'm Zui and I hope you enjoyed today's video. But before we get right into it, I'm obligated to remind you to click either the like or dislike button, commenting something down below, and of course sharing the video so more people can see and enjoy it. This is very important as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I want you to know that your help is greatly appreciated. If you have any suggestions or ideas for a story, my Discord link is in my link tree that is down in the description, as well as my Patreon and Ko-fi for any donations you may want to send my way. Every cent counts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was the middle of summer, just mere days before the summer break. Your entire class had come together, or more specifically, 3 friend groups making up about half of your class. For something, your classmate Mina Ashido wanted to turn into a thrice-yearly tradition, meaning this little get-together would from now on always happen the week before any bigger break, until graduation in about 3 years. A colorful group of people was here. Obviously there was Mina, then your best friend Uraraka, and all the other girls. Then there was Bakugo, which surprised you. The explosive blonde rarely participated in group events, so something out of the blue like this seemed uncharacteristic for him. Maybe he was planning something, or he knew more about this get-together than he let on. There was also Shoto, who more or less just bumped into the activity and was promptly welcomed into the group. Denki, Kaminari, and Mineta were here too. The 2 pervs invited themselves in, and quite frankly, no one really wanted to ruin the mood by aggressively kicking them out. There was Izuku and Eijiro Kirishima. Kirishima being one of the ringleaders here. As it turns out, the get-together was his idea, while Mina's was the activity chosen. Everyone else of Class 1A wasn't invited, or, well, declined the offer. With bated breaths, everyone was sitting around in the big common room of the dorm. Until Mina jumped up with a bottle of pink soda in her hands. She was excited. "I bet you're all wondering why I pulled this together," she said louder than she needed to. All eyes were on her. Honestly, if you were in her shoes right now, you probably would have a small anxiety attack. "As you know," she started, her volume now more manageable, "we have been fighting almost non-stop. First, there was the assault on the USJ, which in hindsight was easy compared to what happened after. I actually call it fun now." An uncomfortable groan went through your classmates. Clearly they cautiously agreed. "And despite you trying with little events and all that to distract from this, what do you call it?" Bakugo scoffed. "Just call it as it is. It's a war." Izuku huffed. "Kak-chan, I think that's a little too far." The blonde shrugged. "Think about it. We're being prepped for battle against people who want to ruin our way of life. That's war, stupid nerd." Mina blinked. Everyone was now a bit taken aback. "Okay," she said. "I'll just get to the point." Immediately she put the bottle of pink soda to her mouth and completed the half-liter of carbonated liquid in under a minute. "Oh, that was hot," muttered Mineta loud enough for everyone to hear. But before anyone could scold him, Mina unleashed a belch even your dad would be proud of. Made everyone chuckle at least. Even Bakugo blushed as he tried to hide his amusement. Mina then slammed the bottle on the table. "Truth or dare, heaven or hell, with Joker!" she shouted, energetically. A confused hum went through the group, until Kirishima stood up. Crossing his arms, he semi-confidently began to explain. "Well, it's simple. The first person spins the bottle and whoever it hits has to say a truth, do a dare, or play 7 minutes in heaven. Everyone has one joker, which can be used by the person spinning to make someone do something. The target has no choice unless the unfortunate target can use their joker to veto, turning it into a regular round again. However, the targeted player then loses their joker, and the spinner keeps theirs. So, shock went through the group as he grabbed the bottle and pointed it directly at Mina. "Mina, what do you want to do?" She giggled in response. "How about I play it safe and say a truth?" Kirishima then shook his head. Nope. I'm playing my joker. Time for a dare." Then Mina took the bottle and set it back up. "And that's how you play." With a shaking voice, you raised a finger. "Where does the hell part come from?" Mina shrugged. "I mean, do you want to be stuck 7 minutes in a dark closet with this guy?" She pointed at Mineta. "Wait, what did I do now?" he shouted in protest. "Nothing. Yet." The entire group of people went silent as Mina slammed both arms on the table. "Well, who's in?" "You wanted to leave, truth be told. You really didn't like social scenarios like this. They weren't your forte. But then again, your anxiety also didn't allow you to leave unless someone else did." Seconds turned to minutes, until finally Bakugo took hold of the bottle. He set it down and spun it, before leaning back on the sofa. Everyone now stared at him, and then at the bottle. It landed on Denki.
"Okay, nerd, truth or dare?" growled Bakugo.
And as the green-haired boy was thinking, Mina nudged you with her elbow. "Hey, I have an idea." You looked at her. "Huh? Say 7 minutes on whoever gets you next." You blinked in confusion and simply asked, "Why?" "Well, it would be interesting. Come on, I'll do it too. Unless it's Mineta or Denki." You blushed hard. I may... excuse me?" That was Izuku. "It is pointing at you." He must have asked for a truth. Otherwise, he would have never finished so quickly. Your jaw dropped. "Well, that was quick, you know." Your heart raced. Should you do it? You looked at Mina, who started to innocently hum. You bit your lower lip and looked at the floor. The silence was deafening, and whispers started from the girl's table. You know you are disqualified when you need more than 60 seconds to come up with something," said Izuku. The rule was added after Momo couldn't decide, and to stay in the game just a bit longer, she just mumbled, "I'll just give you my joker if I can't think for a bit longer, okay?" You inhaled deeply, having made your choice. "I go in the closet with you." Silence. Then Mina burst out into laughter, while the girls' table immediately started going apeshit. All of them were talking over each other, and as Izuku was blushing, as he tried to make himself as small as possible, and you just looked at the back wall out of sheer anxiety. You didn't notice the death stare coming from your best friend, Uraka. Safe to say she was pissed.
"Well, get it over with then,"
shouted Bakugo, annoyed. The blonde stood up, grabbed Izuku by the shirt and pushed him over to you.
"Have fun, you two. Christ."
With a metaphorical tail between your legs, both you and Midoriya went into the dark closet. With a loud clong, Bakugo threw the door shut.
God, I hate it when people want something but don't follow through on that shit.
You were standing opposite to Izuku. Both of you shivering in fear.
I didn't think I would be chosen for this. You shouldn't have wasted your joker then, you retorted. Yeah, but Bakugo wanted, me to say what my quirk is. You gulped loud enough for him to hear. Isn't it just super strength and those tentacle things? Izuku shrugged. It's more complicated than that. You scratched the back of your head. Well, do you want to do something? Izuku was confused. He thought that 7 Minutes in Heaven was a kissing game. I mean, aren't we, supposed to kiss? Yeah, I know. To each other. I think I would be more comfortable with a bit of light. Do you have your phone? Said the boy. Can we keep it off? You said. Okay. A few seconds passed. You now only had 5 more minutes. Who starts? Izuku sighed. I guess me? Because I'm the guy? And that's how it's supposed to be? It sounded more like he was asking you. Unless you find that offensive. No, I don't. I think I would be more happy if you started and I just let you do your thing. And let's start with a hug. Uh-huh. His arms shakily wrapped around you. You returned the gesture. Both your breaths were coming quick. It's funny, really. We fight villains on an almost daily basis, and we can't do a simple thing like kiss. Maybe if you said something nice, like I'm cute or something, it will make it easier. You don't have to. Don't worry about it. You're cute, Izuku. And I like you a lot. A second later, your foreheads gently bumped into each other. Yeah, that's helping, he said. He was finally finding confidence. That was great, but maybe his confidence came a little too quick, as you suddenly felt something warm press against your lips. You groaned in surprise. It wasn't uncomfortable, and it didn't feel wrong. Was that a sign that he was doing it right? Your heart pounded against your chest as his lips moved, soft and warm. You could feel your mind and worries melt away as his touches became more daring. It was as if both of you were hyping each other up. Not that that mattered to you right now. Your body was weak and you fell forward a bit. His head hit the wall with a mild thud. You removed your face from him. He was breathing heavily. You were about to say sorry, but you could just barely let out a quick "sorry" before once again your lips were sealed by his mouth. A slow burn had now become a forest fire as both of you hungrily devoured one another. It was then that you felt something prod against your closed lips. Was he trying to enter your mouth with his tongue? You whimpered as your defenses gave way with desire. Slowly you allowed him purchase, opening his lips in the process. The tips of your tongues barely touched each other. Cautiously, like two spiders about to mate. And a slow, passionate dance began. Your tongue touched his, wet and sticky, and slowly they melted into each other. A soft, pleasurable feeling of warmth overcame you. You panicked. 7 minutes were about to be up, and You knew neither of you could handle being seen like this. So eventually, he let go. Immediately you missed the feeling inside your mouth. Slowly you swiped away the Xavier around your lips, while he turned on the back light of his phone to wipe away your lipstick. Both of you were blushing incredibly hard. And just when he turned off his phone's light, And just when he finished swiping it away and turned off his phone, the door was opened by Denki, whose face turned to disappointment as he shouted into the room behind him. "Ah, they were just sitting here, guys." It was 3 a.m. You were lying awake in your dorm room. Despite the game being over and everyone else probably already being asleep, you couldn't help but think about your encounter with Midoriya. It was like a dream you wished you had never woken up from. And you sighed. How could you sleep after that? You rolled on your side and looked out your window. The moon was shining brightly, like a glimmer of a fading hope. It was just then you heard a knocking on your door. Scared, you almost fell out of your bed. It was 3 a.m. Who the hell would be knocking on your door at 3 a.m.? Quiet as a church mouse, you huddled over to the door. Hello? You said. It's me, Izuku. You blushed and opened the door. Midoriya was wearing a very comfy-looking pajama. Made you quite embarrassed after all, you were only wearing a tank top and very short sweatpants. And without saying a word, you grabbed his collar and pulled him inside. Shutting the door behind yourself, you looked at him like a frightened animal. What are you doing here? He scratched the back of his head. I can't sleep. Well, it seems you can't either. How can I after what we did? He sighed. That's why I'm here. I felt lonely. You had felt lonely too. Do you want to stay, Izuku? Why was your heart beating so fast? Yeah, I'd really like that.